पीछे
How's your drive? Very nice. Lily, on an average, how many times does you keep calling her? 5 gazillion into trillion into Brazilian times. What's the ugliest thing or the grossest thing your kid has done? I don't know. You people, something maybe by painting, getting the hands dirty, and also face and hair and clothes, all of that. So yeah, that's been quite messy. You know, and one of the most annoying things is every time a mom would sit to have a meal, your child would say, "Mama, hot tea." That's it.
Guilt is something that every parent starts to have the second that they know that they're having a baby. I mean, the baby's not even here yet, but yet we start feeling guilty and we start feeling anxious and we start having all these crazy things that go through our head. And then baby comes. And can you imagine the guilt? It's incredible. But today, we're going to talk to Simone and Kamiya about what they go through, their blogs, their everyday things that they do in life, and how they function as women, as working moms, with their children. You guys want to meet them? Here they are.
Hi, Sunny.
The guilt-free, sort of guilt, sort this much. You could say it's like this much guilt-free. I have a bunch of questions for you.
Sure.
What was it that made you guys start your own blogs? And you started a blog for your children, and you have the blog about food and so many exciting things that you do.
Yeah.
What made you start that?
I realized that I'm also answerable to my own inner desires, and that was, of course, traveling the world and trying out different delicacies. And you know, that sort of motivated me when my daughter was 3 to start my own blog where I talk about things that I really enjoy. And I did it 3 years ago, and it's been doing really well, and somehow still been able to manage work as well as my passion with a little bit of guilt all the time. That's the permanent companion, I would say.
That's amazing. And yourself?
So I am a fashion designer. I have my own label, and that is my profession. And then when I delivered my first baby, and I kind of started his page on Instagram as a way to distract myself, you know, because I couldn't go to work, I couldn't be involved with my business at that point. And so that started, and the next thing I knew, it took off, and then my page started growing, and now I'm like, fashion, Instagram, fashion, Instagram, what do I do? But yeah, it's all working out, and it all happened just very organically.
How much guilt do you feel? Can we like put it on like a meter so that I know that my guilt is normal because yours somewhere near mine?
I think it's hard to measure, but you know, there are so many expectations set out by the society. There are unspoken rules that I think women these days are working incredibly hard to be great mothers despite working. And I think we put in like in 24 hours, we are putting in 48 hours of work to be able to do justice to both aspects of our lives. When you choose to have a career and motherhood, the trade-offs is inevitable, and this is one of them. You know, there are a few compromises, there are a few sacrifices, and this guilt is probably one of them.
You said a few? I think there are many.
There are many, that's true. Yeah.
Is there something that you tell yourself when you're feeling guilty?
Self-talk is the most important talk. It's the only way we're going to stay sane in this insane world, right? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure if I put up a behind-the-scenes video of this on my Instagram, I'm going to have, again, hate messages coming my way to say, oh, this is crazy, how can you be out doing all of this while you have a 6-week-old baby and da 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 da. And so if I want my kids to, like, you know, be happy, then it begins with self.
Right.
And you know, I think if you ever have to choose your happiness over, you know, it may sound a bit selfish, but I would say that choose yourself first, because if you're not happy, you will never be able to exude happiness to your children or even your family.
Right.
So do things that make you happy, you know, by the end of the day, because you'll go back home with a smile on your face and you'd be able to, you know, transmit that to everybody else you meet.
So I want to know about what is it like working, taking care of the kids, and your spouse?
I can proudly say that my husband has changed more diapers than I ever have. He is very involved, and I'm very lucky, you know, to have an involved partner.
The biggest support that my husband has given me is, honestly, I feel that he pushes me a lot to pursue my ambition, which I think is great. And he doesn't make me feel guilty for, you know, pursuing my ambition. And I think that also takes a lot, because it's just it's just encouragement that's coming from his way and not criticism.
There's some advice that you want to give to parents out there, or new mothers, or how to deal with traveling and having a child.
Well, I just think that, there is no right or wrong way to parenting. And I think one must really, get rid of the judgments or the advices that you may get all the time. Because just as we differ in our personalities, preferences, your style of parenting may be very different.
My advice to all the mums and new mums would be that I hope you find the courage to stand up for what you think is best and for what makes you happy.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
ladies, for
Thank you.
talking to me
Thank
and talking
you.
to them. And I'm so happy to meet other moms that feel the same way I do on so many different things. So thank you for sharing with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.